Hey everybody, this is Shadow SP on Granblue. This is a bit of a special video um, because I'm going to be playing with the settings, and that's about it. Uh, Actually, there's one other thing I want to do before doing the settings, and that is clicking on the present box. Now, the present box is where the game sends you stuff. We get daily login rewards, which this is stuff that I will take advantage of. Daily login rewards, permanent gifts that the entire player base gets. This, however, these chocolates are things that I will not take advantage of because they're explicit to Valentine's Day. So basically, somebody decides I'm gonna start playing the game later. They won't necessarily get those chocolates. I think I'll still collect them just because I hate manually clicking on things. But yeah, I don't want. I mean, it's pretty easy to not use them, and you know, when we're working on progression and looking to level up summons, it'll be pretty obvious when we go in that these items have not been used. Yeah, so let me collect all this stuff. Feels good. And most of that's just free stuff that you get for beating the tutorial. The rest of it is login rewards, which there's only one day of logins. This is actually filmed on the exact same day as when we beat the tutorial. So I just started. Yeah, so I'm gonna look at the settings. We click on settings, opens the tab. By the way, that's why there's this space here. Because technically, there are things that exist in this space. Like, you can click this for open tabs. There's a tips section, which actually does have some decent tips for early game progression. I'm not going to look through them, but they are kind of, they're kind of put out in like a comic format with some fairly accurate information from what I remember. It's not very in depth and doesn't involve progression beyond this very early game, but it's not the worst. Yeah, there's this comic strip thing. We don't have to worry about that, but there's the help bar. This has a ton of information in it that would be very useful to a player that does not know what this stuff does. And then there's chat, which is basically for communicating with your raid members. Not usually used unless you're in very high level content. So ultimately, if you're going to play the game, the biggest thing to look at is the settings tab right here. And there's a lot of settings, but they are important to make the game more playable, I would say. Let's see. What does this do again? Right. What does this one do? Okay. I'm going to leave this on because I'm very used to it. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so when you finish looking at your settings, you can go to the other settings. Or you can go to back to the top just by pressing the settings button again. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna go through and optimize the UI. for my experience. Hopefully it doesn't ruin it for anybody else. But yeah, I really do want to keep the game in this more or less the same configuration that it is in my late game account, because I function better that way. This is fine, this is fine. I'm going to leave summon animations on standard for a little while, just so we can see them. Usually you don't do this because some summons have really long animations, and that's really annoying when you're farming content. But, you know, it's kind of interesting to look at. I believe this is normal. This is fine. Usually this doesn't matter, but I'll put it on. Because this will only matter if we're in a raid with other players, which theoretically we won't be making videos about. Unless we make it to like super late game, where we actually would need to do raids with other players for first clears in order to make real progress. Maybe. There's some other methods that might be able to be used. I'm not going to talk too much about late game right now. It's still early game. Let's see. So we can allow this. That's fine. We definitely hide this because that's really irritating. When basically it's saying whenever you start a raid with this not ticked, it will automatically pop up the thing for asking for backup. We don't really want to do that because we don't want to ask for backup, and it's also really irritating. Basically, this means that when you click on the button to request backup, you actually have to want to request backup. Definitely don't want that. Definitely timer. In-battle outfit display, sure, that's fine. Player list outfit display, sure. Outfit display, whatever. This all looks normal, looks fine. Go to settings. That was battle, right? Yeah. So, chat stickers. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that off. Chat button on the right, that's correct. Let's block crew chat notifications. That's not gonna matter. Messages don't show up on screen. That's reasonable. Sure. Stickers. We can play with stickers if we want. They don't really do anything, except they're a communication tool. There are some accepted stickers to use for certain things in high-level raids. We don't need to worry about that. Yeah, okay. That all looks reasonable. Oh, yeah. I can finally get to the sound settings where I can change this stuff. I won't do it right now because the audio balance is a delicate beast. But just know that moving forward, I will have changed this. Yeah, let's go high. I can handle high, right? Sure. Looks reasonable. I don't know. I don't see any difference. Okay. I always do this, use co-op, because getting to co-op otherwise is kind of irritating. Whereas getting to menu, or getting to upgrade is pretty easy. There's like lots of different ways to do it, whereas getting to co-op otherwise, you'd have to go to the menu. Which is fine. But, you know, if I wanted to go to upgrade something, I could always go to party to find upgrades. Alright, what is this? Oh, that's pretty cool. Doesn't matter, but it is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, we're gonna display the goal and our missions. I'll talk about those later, but for now, it's totally fine to leave that here. Setting button, yep, definitely gonna leave that, which we can use. This settings button has nothing to do with this settings button. The settings button is for displaying home screen characters. We can get into that later, but you know, for now we're pretty limited in what we have access to. We definitely want to play exclusive music. We won't ever have. I guess we will. No, yeah, we should actually not. When I think about it, I'll explain why when we get there. But yeah, all right. Right. I don't need this. So yeah, we can see that banner has disappeared. Okay. Home screen, privacy. We are going to block friend requests. And we are going to block sending friend requests. Our profile is going to be friends only. So essentially, we're trying to set up the account so that it plays solo only. Sort of. Basically, my intention is when we've cleared a raid per solo, we're fine to, on future clears, request backup just to make things go faster. Because we're going to have to do raids more than once. That's kind of how this game works. Alright, miscellaneous settings, item list. Okay, I don't think that's a thing that we care about. This is not relevant at all for a very long time. This is important, actually. EXP reserve, auto reserve. So yeah, when we get weapons, if we get these are experience weapons, we're gonna automatically turn those into, or at least progress them towards experience jars. I'm gonna leave that off for now, because in the early game we might want to level weapons small amounts, and those experience pots are very large. So yeah, we're gonna leave those off for now. The summon ones, I think it's the same. Yeah. Alright. But we will be back for this later. Okay, I don't really want to share. Don't need to share. Yeah, we're good there. That's fine. I don't actually care about that. We're not gonna use, that's another thing, we're not gonna use real money for anything. Not really that big of an ask, because we're not gonna use the gacha. But yeah, it's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna turn off this icon, because this icon is irritating me. Auto restore. We're not going to use auto restore. We want to manually restore so that we can be efficient with our use of items. And quest settings. Cutscene autoplay. Sure. Text, instant text display. I'm going to turn that on because, man, slow crawling text is really irritating. Alright, here's the important one. Skip side-scrolling scenes. Yes, because they're not gameplay. Okay. Yep, when we were doing party displays, displaying sub-skills is more important than auras. Okay, I like this characteristic warning because it makes sure that we don't do something stupid accidentally. Ascendant prayer option, sure. That's not relevant for us right now. Pre-battle auto attack, one touch. Basically, that means when you're loading in, we can tap the screen and it will go into auto, either semi or full, depending on your quest settings, which is pretty nice because we want to be able to go through the game efficiently for some things. Trial battle, display the notification pop-up window. I don't remember this, but I don't think it does anything for us. Alright. I believe that's all the settings categories. So while we're talking about settings, here's the screen for settings for like the home screen character settings. Basically, we can, we can put in characters and such as we please. But given that our character list is so small at the moment, we are not going to do that. Yeah. So we can click. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up a very important number. It's this. We got, as part of our joining the game bonuses, 102 from the login bonus of these half elixirs, which restore 75 AP. That's very good. And that number is only going to go up. Probably. It's worth noting, at least. We got this ticket that we're not going to use. And we got a bunch of stuff that's very useful for later. So yeah. This has been just kind of a quick overview of the settings and just me putting things in the right way so that the game doesn't look and doesn't feel weird for me to play. Oh, while I'm here, I'll also talk about one progression thing that just kind of happens, and that's the pinboard missions. Just because we might actually beat one of these pinboard missions by not doing anything, being play 2 days in a row. These are really early game stuff that every new account gets access to, and will give us a decent amount of loot. Right, we get some CP, we get more potions, we get some soul berries, rupees, tickets that we're never going to use. Right, and importantly, this carbuncle. This carbuncle is going to be useful. I guarantee it. But yeah, that's about it for now. I'm gonna be signing off here. Let's get back to the home screen so we can sign off to visions of Jita, who's just raring to go for the adventure. So I'll see you guys next time on Granblue Fantasy, where we'll actually play the game and actually make a normal video. This has been Shadow SB signing off.